are two meetings
Okay,
today.
there's not
a special
two meetings.
meeting.
No, Margarita,
A special
please sit down.
meeting and a regular meeting.
Margarita, please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down.
Could we, as Senate, decide which meeting do we want to have? I move that we vote on which meeting we have to
Margarita,
have.
you're out of order. Our bylaws clearly state
The
that
bylaws
the
are in
ag-
question,
that the
right?
agenda
Or
is
the
set.
results of the bylaws.
Excuse me. The
So
agenda
it is for you as
Margarita,
as voting to
please
listen.
sit down.
With all due respect, you attended a Senate exec meeting 2 weeks ago and agreed on the agenda that we have in front of us here, okay? So you're saying now you're backing out of that and you're coming and proposing your
The
own
agenda is not what we approved
No, it
anyway.
is what we approved.
No, sir.
And, okay.
No, sir.
I just want to make it
respectfully
clear
disagree on
that
that.
there was a meeting of the Senate exec.
Right.
The Senate exec met, they created an agenda as we were supposed to. It was an open meeting, and we have an agenda in front of us, and I think we ought to move forward with the agenda as it is, okay? I think it's,
I'd like to ask a question.
Constance?
Could we have the minutes of the executive meetings that took place over the summer? Because it is very confusing for all of us, and we don't want to be disrespectful toward anyone. But last year, this came up in Senate. The question was the Senate Executive Committee going to change the body so that it was no longer subject to the Brown Act? And the Senate voted against that because we wanted transparency. So I think that it's only reasonable for those of us who are senators to be able to, we don't want to partake in this convoluted thing, but I think that we would like to be able to have the minutes from the meeting, any and all meetings of the executive committee that took place over the summer, including the last one, and allow us to understand what transpired, because otherwise we're taking someone's word against someone else's.
Right.
It's not collegial, and all of us are going to end up in this trap. So I would like to have those minutes. I did personally request them, only because I wasn't sure of whom I should request them. So since Mia was the one sending up correspondence, I requested them of her. I'm guessing that came up at the executive meeting, and I would like those to be distributed to us.
There was only one meeting held during the summer of the Senate exec, and that was 2 weeks ago. And we sat down in our meeting.
Okay.
You don't understand?
Oh, I wasn't aware.
August
Okay,
28th.
so there was only one meeting.
Only one
Okay.
meeting, and it was a Brown Act meeting.
Okay.
We called it according to the Brown Act.
Okay.
And we met, and all we did was set the agenda.
But could we have the minutes of that meeting? Because then any question about the agenda would be evident to us, right?
I agree. So Mia would be happy to send all of the minutes to anybody that is
Senator.
here. That is
Okay.
a-
The minutes have not been approved.
Any senator.
Okay.
Draft.
And
Yeah,
they're
maybe
draft
the draft.
minutes, and then the draft minutes will be at the next Senate exec.
Right.
You go through them, that's all. And we didn't meet more
You only had
than.
one meeting, so
We
you couldn't have approved the minutes then.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
let's, why
I
don't,
if I may have the floor here for a minute, I'm going to suggest the following.
Okay, do you have a question, David, because we need to move along.
why don't we, can we
No,
get the meeting
actually,
started
let me
formally?
is there anybody here who will not give me 2 minutes? Thank you. Okay. We have a problem.
David, I'm sorry, are you a senator this semester?
I am, absolutely. Okay. And
But,
obviously, at this point in time, the presidency of the Senate is being contended. Can we all agree on that?
yes.
And that the discussion points as to who is and who isn't the president of the Senate
David,
at
I'm
this
so
time.
sorry.
I'm not debating.
I know, but I'm gonna
not
have to cut you off because we need to follow our.
That's on the
agenda.
agenda, but
I don't
without,
think-
When we
think
get
we're
down
gonna
to
be-
that point, then we'll let you have a say, okay?
I don't think we're going to.
Well, we're going to, because we've called the meeting to order at 2:15.
Move to
Have a
adopt
seat.
the agenda as sent out by
Right, so
Senate
there's a
exec.
first, is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda that was approved, or that was set by the academic, excuse me,
All in
for
favor?
the executive committee. Everyone's had a chance to look at it, and it's up on the screen. Any additions or corrections to the agenda for today's meeting?
I'm going to request that the item for resolving the secession, including any and all resolutions that have been provided, be the first item on the agenda.
second that.
Well, are you moving to change the order of the agenda, or?
I think he's
Yes.
adding to the agenda.
Well, no, it's
It's already on the agenda. It's under President's report. Are you?
No, it's not under President's report.
No,
Are you
there-
moving
there-
dated?
There are no resolutions posted
But
there.
you can debate it, and even though it's under the president's report, you can still debate it.
David, did you want to change the order of something?
That's what I just said. I said I move that we take any and all resolutions dealing with the issue of the succession to president and make them the first item on the agenda.
So you want to move 8.3 to where?
8.3 and 13.2.
Excuse me, you're not David. David, what did you want to do?
Certainly, I believe it's 13.2, but I have not seen all versions of the agenda.
There's only one version of it.
Only one version of the
It's
agenda.
only one version.
No, actually, that's not true, because the website version was for a long time different than the agenda version.
But we got
So,
yours.
assuming it's 13.2 and 8.3, I believe also deal with this, that those are the ones, and I would suggest perhaps moving 13.2 to be first.
There's a newer
Okay, then it moves.
13.2 exists.
All right, so we're on adoption of the agenda.
I don't have
So,
so that's an old version.
Okay, so what are the equivalent of what used to
so
be
what David Seamus would like to
Yes.
do is he would like to move 13.2, which is the motion that he made, up to handle it now. Okay, do we have a second? Okay, let's take a vote.
Second.
Okay.
Friendly amendment. Can we add the introduction of the new senators first, since we are starting a new meeting with a new academic year?
I would consider that a friendly amendment.
Okay, so that really has nothing to do, I think what you're talking about is maybe doing introductions before.
To allow the
we
introduction
adopt
to
that.
come first, maybe an 8.5.
Yeah, we have a motion.
Thank you. So the motion on the floor is for us to move 13.2 after 2 and after the introduction of the new Senate members. Okay? We will do it by,
Clarification of 13.2. My agenda doesn't have one. What is 13.2?
that's David
It's a
Chambers'
resolution.
illegal motion.
This is illegal. This just came out? It just came out. Oh, yes.
It's a notice resolution.
All right. All those in favor of revising the agenda to move the new business items up to the top, the new business item, please raise your hand. Senators and department chairs only.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the.
Standing committee chairs only, sorry about that.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Right.
Senators? Only senators.
It's only sisters. Only, excuse me, yeah. Senate members, please raise your hand if you want to change the order of the agenda. 12, 13, and then, all those opposed, please raise your hand. 13. 8. All those abstaining?
Sorry, I won't do it.
Okay. So,
Ayes have it.
the ayes have it, okay? So we will move 13.2 after we have people, please introduce yourself around the room so we can see who is new to Senate this semester. Mia? Start with you.
I am currently the Senate Secretary.
Thank you.
Kathy Holland, Political Science, Economics Department. I'm one of the 3 adjunct reps representing adjuncts on this body.
Michelle Meyer, Physics and Planetary Science, Adjunct Senator.
Jill Bensley, Computer Applications and Office Technologies.
Izzy Goodman from the Chemistry Department, past president.
Beth Benny, Health Center, DSPS, and Child Development Center.
Lauren Valdez, Library.
Anthony Gabrielli, Political Science. Bob Hart, substituting for Rob Grogan in Computer Science.
Okay, well, we don't have substitutions allowed in our bylaws. There's no proxies or alternates. But you can be here. Yeah.
You
can't
sit
now. Okay, it's all good.
But I shouldn't be at the table.
You're fine. It's fine.
There's no room on the wall.
No. there anybody else that needs to sit at the table that's part of? Yes. Keep going, come on.
Dick Aaron's Business Department.
Thanks, Dick.
Jamie Beavers, Life Science.
Thanks. Cheryl O'Malley, History Department.
Jeff Hobb, Media Arts.
Constance Cost, art.
Charles Sheldon, English Department.
Joanna Zimmer, Town Counseling. Adrian Johanna, Anthropology Geography. Amy Roberts, CAOT Adjunct Senator.
Margarita Villado. Respectfully submitting my claim to the presidency.
Yes, Dave.
Dave Seamus, Senator at Large.
Okay. And then we also have some of the committee chairs that are also voting Senate members.
Everybody's sitting on the side.
Right, so it would be good to get everybody together that is in the Senate. So all of the senators that represent departments, as well as all the standing committee chairs, are Senate voting members. So that's Wendy.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Aye.
And, okay.
Cindy Herbst, Modern Language.
Yay.
Claudia Chupin, Nursing.
Good.
Elizabeth Chung, Industrial Technology.
Yeah.
Christina Nursing, Marcus, Communications.
Okay.
Tracy Brown, Child Development.
Good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm Anna Brusisi. I guess I was under the impression I was the alternate for my department. And on the agenda, we do have alternates. So
Yeah.
can you clarify, please, about
Yeah.
what changed since last semester?
Our bylaws do not allow for alternates, and in the Robert's Rules of Order, it clearly states that proxies are not allowable unless they are part of your bylaws.
So we've been doing this wrong for years.
We've been doing a lot of things wrong for years. That's why we really need to fix our document.
Bob Martinez,
Please be
co-chair,
quiet.
Student Success Committee, and Math Department Chair.
Thank you.
Jacob Vega from Math.
Okay.
Angel Belden, Psychology, Statistics, and Addiction Studies. I'm new for DEFCO.
Yes. Anybody else that's new? Yes.
Shiloh Nelson,
Thank you, Shiloh. All right. Thank you, everybody, and welcome. And Mia has already started to send out the list. So please make sure that you put your name in place of whoever is in the department before. It's already been sent around. All right. So now we've all agreed that we're going to 13.2, motion from David Seamus, Senate President succession. Right? Anthony?
I move we move to closed session since there was a grievance involved in this process to discuss the result of such grievance.
It's not a closed session, right?
I'm afraid, so, John, so we, in lieu of not having a parliamentarian because our parliamentarian retired, John Freitas from City College, who was the District Academic Senate parliamentarian, who's at our meeting today, will help make those parliamentary procedure issues known to us so we can know whether or not we're functioning correctly.
Well, my role would just be to offer advice if
Yes.
it's asked. But we're a Brown Act body, as all senates are, and since senates don't deal with personnel matters, they cannot move into closed session without violating the Brown Act. So that's not permissible for senates.
And I move we discuss the grievance.
No.
Why?
We already have a motion on the floor, do we not?
Have a motion on the floor.
We have a motion on the floor.
I don't think.
Okay, there was, excuse me.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so who made the motion?
David did.
Made the motion when?
Um,
No, you made the motion, to move
Okay.
the item to top,
My
but we don't
apologies.
have a motion to approve
Since-
or discuss or disapprove, right?
Okay, so
Yeah, you're right,
since it's on the agenda, I move as follows. That whereas both vice presidents of the Academic Senate have presented reasonable claims with regards to the secession process caused by the resignation of the President of the Senate, whereas the process of debating the merits of those claims takes us away from serving the college and our students, which I kind of think might be one of our priorities, whereas